Live coming at you from Saturday Night Live.
Live from the 405.
Yeah, like right now, I'm not even getting my 400, dude. I'm getting 92, 90, yeah, 92.
All right, let's roll with this. See if this works any better.
All right.
If it doesn't, then it's the internet company is fucking us both. So yeah, Brim, if you look at your stream, this right here, this is the shit. This Discord overlay. Fuck putting it on the side of your screen. Like, yeah, the actual Discord program. Look at this.
Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, this Discord overlay looks a lot better.
I mean, I don't have our pictures or anything right now, but you can at least see who's talking.
Oh, I didn't continue off of mine. Oh, that sucks. All right, that's fine. Let me see if I could go into blah 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 blah. All right, come on, bitches. All right, so we are live again. So, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it kind of has the same effect that Google Hangouts does, as far as like being able to tell who's talking.
Yeah.
To me, I think it looks you're able to still do a whole lot more with this overlay than you are with like Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
The volume's any better now, guys?
Let me see.
Yeah, because they're saying it's quiet.
Yeah, I hear him. Yep, that's good. So Kangertech sells the what is it, the one that's a step above mine for like $15. So I'm thinking about getting that one so that way I have two. So I could really rip these vapes and fuck with Gamer Dragon.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, bro, dude, check out the vape, bro. Woo, man. Get the Mountain Dew along with the Sprite and some motherfucking Cheetos. What?
And me and my wife went out and bought two vapes around February or whatever, thinking because our other vapes worked, it just they kept running out of the coils fast. So it ended up the cost of the coils, as much as we were using it.
Dude, how much were you using it?
We were going through between me and her, we were both going through 5 coils a week.
Wow.
And so it was. I mean, these were cheap vapes. Like these, they were from the vape store, but I think for both of them we ended up spending like $60-$70 for both of them.
Well, mine's a cheap vape too, but Jesus.
But they worked as far as like keeping us from smoking, and then we decided, okay, well, but we were ended up spending close to about what we were spending on cigarettes by buying juice and coils, that we decided, fuck it, we'll just smoke cigarettes. Well, then in February we thought, well, if we just buy better vapes that the coils last longer, then we'll be better off that way, and then we'll just be stuck with buying the juice, which is a whole lot cheaper than the other shit.
Yeah.
And so we went and spent, I think, for 2 vapes and the chargers for them, I think we spent close to $600. And
damn.
Yeah, and they're sitting in the drawer.
Bro, if you don't want it, you ship it my way.
No, I'm actually, I wanted to do it, but like my wife keeps telling me, well, you should. I mean, it was working for you, because she was having a hard time because the expensive vapes are the ones that like give you that big ass hit,
Yeah.
And so she was like dealing with the like kind of choking every time she did it. So she was like, I don't want it. Whereas me, I was like, it works. It actually isn't too bad at all. And she was like going, well, why don't you go ahead and use it, and then I'll just use the cigarettes until we get a better vape for me. And I was like, that ain't gonna work. I was like, I can't sit there and be vaping and you smoking right next to me. Like I'll be wanting the cigarette more than the vape. And so that's the reason.
Like, what's your grams of nicotine are you using for your juice?
6.
It sounds like you guys are gonna need higher than that. I think you actually might
Yeah,
need
if
higher.
you go up higher, it's a bigger hit, even on the cheap ass vapes.
Yeah, I mean, but with like on the cheap ass vapes, we were using 15. On this is actually 6 is fine for me. Like, but and fine for my wife. She actually probably needs to go down on her big vape because of the amount of I guess the hit that it pulls into her lungs. But with like me, she just needs to figure out a way to get a coil or get a filter, like the thing that whenever you suck it in, to where it doesn't deliver so much of a hit at one time. Because that's her only problem with it, is that she gets choked up every time she hits the vape because it gives her too much.
If you could go down on the watts, then go down on the watts on it.
Oh yeah, she's gone down to like 30 watts, and still too strong for it. Which I don't know. I mean, I think I'm at 47 on mine.
This is the only Game Talk picture I have, Brim, so I don't know if you want to
That'll
give
work.
that a look.
It doesn't matter. You're fine. You're good, sir. I'm not worried. I'm sure these guys will be just as happy.
Yeah, no, I got a comment in the
The
chat.
internet on my side, you guys fucking dropped the goddamn stream, so he had to host it. So sorry about that.
And what's crazy is they actually have the same exact internet, except speed-wise. That's the only thing different.
Yo,
Yep,
like
same
my
company,
speed
like
test is
10 miles
not good.
apart from each other. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, my speed test isn't even working now, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is up with tonight? Seriously, like, this is annoying.
It does look the same, Halo Storm, except for that's not my icon or logo anymore and hasn't been for quite some time. Rags doesn't use that one, and Rambo doesn't use that one anymore. Brim
And
is
the other
like,
one is
yeah.
the other background is black, and this one's not, obviously, but
It's not black.
yeah.
Are you trying to say something?
Yeah, we like black better.
Hashtag BLM. Go follow Storm Spark and tell him we said what's up. Hashtag BLM.
Yes. Your internet's 1 kilobyte. For fuck's sake.
How do you live?
Can you
That
even
isn't life.
do you even call that internet?
That's
What
like
the fuck?
dial-up times like what? Dial-up was 56 kilobytes, wasn't it?
It was 520. I think it was 520 kilobyte. I don't remember. That's been so long since dial-up.
No, full 56K. That would be 56. Was it bytes
Kilobytes.
or bits back then?
That was kilobits.
Oh well, there's no way your shit's 1 kilobit. You mean 1 megabit?
Yeah, I think it has to be one because 1 kilobit you wouldn't even have internet. That's just basically.
This podcast would always be offline for you.
Yeah, and if you were trying to ever download a fucking game, Lord, the next generation would come out before you ever got done with the game or done downloading it.
Bro, life sucks in South Korea, not just the internet. Sorry, we're over here in America using our freedom units to measure things. Which, by the way, I am stoked about tomorrow because it's going to be 117, and it's been like 123. So tomorrow is going to be amazing.
Like a cool front.
Yes, yes. Like, it's been so hot, they advise you not to walk your dog. That's how bad it is. They give you those inside, like, training pads for your pets. Like saying, here, put these down, don't even bother taking them outside.
Damn.
And that's because once it reaches like 117 here, so tomorrow I'm not going to be able to walk my dog either. Their paws will basically get first-degree burns on the concrete outside, or dirt or rocks or whatever they're in, and it'll cause their pads on their paw to peel off, and they'll just become red and raw, and they won't be able to walk for quite some time.
So,
That's pretty damn hot.
Yeah. There's already people frying eggs, Brim. Did you see that?
yeah, that was in Oatman.
Yeah.
Did you? So there's something new coming down the pipeline, and GamerMill just fucking dropped this video 2 hours ago. Guess what AMD is doing, guys?
Oh Lord.
What?
They are
that's
dropping
something.
it is the AMD EPYC 7000 series processor, the EPYC processor series for
So they're
7000.
doing.
No,
basically-
check this out. It says it's up to 32 high-performance Zen cores, 8 DDR4 channels per CPU, up to 2 terabyte memory per CPU, 128 PCIe lanes, a dedicated security subsystem, integrated chipset, socket compatible with next-gen EPYC processors.
For fuck's sake.
Nvidia's got a new card coming out too. Did you see that?
What?
Nvidia has a new card coming out too. 16 gigs of HBM2. Fuck. Hold on. Let me pull up spec sheet again. That's all I remember off the top of my head.
That's fucking insane.
So, anybody going for AMD this
Oh.
coming up generation of PC gamers? Like,
It's called
holy shit.
Volta. Nvidia's new stuff is called Volta. It's a very strong. I don't know what's a good way to put that one. A rumor is almost certain. Come
Strong
on.
rumor, I guess.
Yeah, Rambo, you deal with the console rumors all the time. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's their 2000 series. So they're the 2070, the 2080, that kind of thing, looking to be launched in Q3 of this year, and it has stacked HBM2 memory.
Wow.
Hold on. 16 gigs is, I guess, it looks like the entry level. Dude, this only furthers my point into fuck getting a GPU right now.
How much is Volta gonna run? Do we know? Like how much the cost?
No, I just finished reading. There's no cost yet, but being that 16 gigs looks like they're like middle mark, like what the 1080 was this time, or the 980, or you go back and back and back. They're like middle card, not their TI, not their low one, but the one dead in the middle. It's going to be 16 gigs. So at HBM2. So that's not going to be cheap.
Unless they figure out a way to get the cost lowered on the HBM technology. I wouldn't see how they would be able to do that, but it's going to be interesting. And I'm with you. I mean, why would I go out and buy a 1080 Ti right now whenever like that shit's not too far off?
Yeah, I mean their 20 series. I don't know, dude. It seems like the 10 series just got going.
Yeah, it really did.
Didn't
Like
it?
it was what, like end of last year?
Yeah, it hasn't been that long.
The 1080 Ti just came out like not even but a few months ago.
I don't know, man. Like, it used to be so clear cut to me on when to upgrade my PC parts, whether it be financially or just a good time in the releases of things, but you never really know now. I mean, you could go out.
It seems like now they're just like releasing them faster and faster and faster. Like you never really can get a good clear picture on when when you're safe to upgrade for and last for a while.
Exactly. Like, and after with what just happened to me with my 980 Ti, this last upgrade, I mean, buying it and then less than a year later, it becoming NVIDIA's newest legacy card. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm
Yeah.
like, well, fuck, man, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like that right there is another thing that what they're saying about like Sony's new console or the next console is that even Digital Foundry said that it's likely that the rumor that it's supposed to have like um, I think 10 or 15 teraflops and Ryzen CPU and stuff like that in that and say I think like 16 gigs or even 24 gigs of DDR5X RAM or whatever. He's like the digital guy from Digital Foundry said it's more becoming more and more increasingly possible that that's actually like a not a far off spec machine, considering how quickly these things are coming out,
Uh-huh.
and how quickly that kind of spec like those kind of specs will actually become more of a just a more commonplace than the high end PCs.
Well, with going to their x86 architecture this generation and how fast these consoles are coming out, they would be stupid. And I mean, both companies would be absolutely stupid if moving forward, the games that launched on PS4 and Xbox One they need to stay compatible and playable on systems to come, just like Steam does with PCs.
Now you're
I
talking about like backwards compatibility, right?
Well, I guess for lack of better terms, yeah. I mean, but
I mean, yeah, like you're not. What I'm trying to clarify, I guess you're not talking about like to say the PS5 and the Xbox X
whatever the fuck
squared
they want to
comes
call
out.
it, yeah.
Yeah, I never know with Xbox like where the hell they're going with their names. Um, but if
Yes,
they were to
last
come
gen
out,
titles need to be playable because they're coming out too fast.
okay, yeah. So you're not saying that the new games need to be playable on the older gen hardware.
No,
You're saying the
no.
older gen games need to be playable on the new gen hardware.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I think you'll easily see that happen. I don't think that well, especially with Microsoft, they've already pretty much stated so. But I think Sony will follow suit with it as well because I think the only reason that PS Now is even a thing is because of the fact that cell technology is like it would cost them too much money to
Emulate cell technology.
yeah to get that emulation to work properly for the amount of people that would actually play the PS3 games. But I think that you'll easily see the PS5 be backwards compatible with the 4.
Yeah, and the way that they did 360 and the PS3 were like, I don't know, for what, maybe 4 years or so, the new AAAs, especially the multiplats, were compatible on both consoles. I think that needs to happen too. I mean, they need to give everyone some leadway here.
Well, that was a like with the PS3, the backwards compatibility on the PS3 and 360 which was kind of weird because even with obviously it's about a form of backwards compatibility with the emulation, but I felt like them saying it's like their console is backwards compatible, even like when they did with the 360, I feel like that's kind of like I think ingenuous would be the word way to say it because of the fact that it's like for only approved titles, whereas like the PS3 was plug in any disc from the PS1 or PS2 and play it. I don't know why Microsoft ended theirs because theirs was on an approved game by game basis, whereas Sony's was the reason why I know why they lowered they quit it because they had to lower the cost of the PS3 because they had a PS2 in there and they also had the PS3 in there, so I mean they had to lower the cost somehow, and so that's what they chose to do. But I would actually like to see them like how Sony did the backwards compatibility with what's it called with the PS3, where you could just put in any disc and it played, no approval needed from developers and shit. I think that I would love to see that happen for the Xbox One or the next Xbox and the next PlayStation, where you just simply if you have disc, the people who have disc, you don't have to wait for any sort of list, like you do with now with Microsoft, where you can just simply put your disc in and play your game if that's what you want.
Yeah. Restless, I understand technology power doubles every 2 years, but consumers' wallets necessarily they don't. Not all the time. I mean,
And another thing, I think that whenever they do that, I mean, sure it doubles, but like there's not always a huge difference between the last high end and the next high end because they come
yeah.
out so quickly. Whereas I think if maybe even though the technology has increased,
Right,
if
right.
they held out from like say just skipped one of their cards like and went up to the next one, I think that's whenever it would be a bigger sell because you'd be able to see the bigger difference. So it could warrant like spending another $700 on a console, whereas or on a GPU rather than what's it called? Rather than shit, I'm losing my train of thought. Rather than spending $700 on something that just gives you just a little bit better performance.
Oh man.
But I'm like y'all though. I'm like wondering because I was thinking about getting a like along with the Xbox One X, like getting me a GPU. But I mean, obviously, if I got one, I'd be getting like a 1080 Ti, like to where I'm good to go and good to go for a while. But with these new
Yeah.
ones coming out, it makes me wonder, like, should I even bother with that, or should I just wait and see what happens?
NVIDIA Volta GPUs with GDDR6. Oh God.
Serious?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes,
that's
sir.
and didn't you say that Intel was coming out with their next
X.
platform, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
X99, or was it X99 or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like what, like X99X or something like that.
X99 or X299, whichever. Yeah. Somebody got all pissed because
It's yet.
somebody got all pissed because I said X299 was the new platform, and they're like, "I build PCs, damn it, Brim, that's wrong." I'm like, okay, well, still X299 is still a new thing that they brought out.
It's
So
a
I mean,
new generation of chip. Way too soon. Bottom line. I mean,
yeah, yeah, it's just too much, too fast. I think.
Well, it just makes me wonder because I mean, like what um, x86. I mean, I obviously it's compatible with like DDR3 and stuff, but it's primarily built for like the DDR4. Um, what is this? What is this one going to be built for? I mean, because we haven't got to the point of DDR5 yet, have we? I mean, have they upgraded
I don't
RAM
believe
as well?
so.
Like, I don't know. It seems like technology is moving, and that's a good thing. At the same time is that it seems like they're rushing it out there for a profit rather than um,
And their profit is coming off of playing of weak-minded people. I mean,
yeah.
I upgraded and went to my i7, what is it, 4790K and a 980 Ti and 32 gigs of DDR3 RAM. I guarantee you can have the biggest, baddest rig, and you're not going to run Call of Duty any better than me. I mean, and I skipped out on X99 completely.
See, I got X99, and it's weird for them like that because I mean that just came out whenever I got it, like not too long before I got it. Um, and to go already like saying that you're going to another one to me it just seems that seems like faster than even the Xbox upgraded to the Xbox One X and the PlayStation upgraded to the Pro.
Yeah, Xbox and PlayStation 2 need to call it quits for just a little bit and let everyone enjoy this shit.
I honestly think they will. I think the Pro and the X will be the like where they end it for this generation. And I think the only thing that like I've said for a while, I think the only reason that they came out with the X and the Pro is to prolong this generation.
And then, like, next generation, I may not even upgrade consoles till the Slim version comes out. I mean, you saw what happened this time around. Like, if you went to the Xbox One X or S, you got, what, smoother experience, 4K capabilities. I mean, I may just wait till the Slim model of whatever next generation.
I can't. You have more willpower than me. I can't do that. I'll be.
What if everything, though, that came out on the next generation was still playable for the next few years on your current console?
Wouldn't matter.
Just to have like a new looking box sitting in front of you, that would be all it took.
Pretty much. I'm a sucker for this shit. I'm telling you. I went out and bought the PlayStation 4 when it came out. The only one I didn't buy pretty much almost day one is the PlayStation 4 Pro. And I'm planning on buying the X day one. I'm just waiting for the pre-order, like for them to get their console approved with the FCC, which is still fucking weird to me. Like, how are you going to announce a new console and you don't even have it fucking approved?
Well, I mean, because they might just have to make minor changes here and there for them to like it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, to me, like when you're making announce a console, the one big thing that everybody looks for is like pre-ordering it the day that they announce it. You know, like where they show it off.
Yeah.
And you can't do that until they get it approved.
There's a placeholder thing, though, isn't there?
Well, yeah, there's a placeholder on like Amazon, but the only thing you can do is like refresh it, and it shows currently not available, so you have to wait for like press for email updates.
Ah.
I really wish that they would, open it up to where people can actually pay money. I mean, I wouldn't see that it not getting approved unless Microsoft is trying to have some sort of big brother technology in the X.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like that. Well, to me, I feel like that it should have been approved by now. I mean, like it's been a little over a week now. So I don't know what the holdup is now with it.
You would think someone like Microsoft that releases products and software all the time, this wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, that was my exact thought. I was like, this is just like a weird thing for Microsoft to have this problem. Whenever this is like something that should come like second nature to them.
Blaze says he wants the Atari box day one.
Atari box. Has it been confirmed that Pitfall will be on the Atari box?
I would imagine it would be.
I may too, but I mean, there was a lot of games left that I would have thought that would have been on there, left out of the Nintendo Mini. So.
No, yeah, that's true. But the Atari box is an all-new console, isn't it?
Is it?
I've just seen the teaser trailer, and I've watched the teaser
I
trailer.
I know that they're
times.
making a new console, but I thought they were also like releasing like the Atari Slim per se, and then also the like a new console. I thought.
Yeah, I believe they're also doing something like the NES Classic type thing, where it comes preloaded with games. But I believe the Atari box is their new like deal.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'll pick up their. I think with that one, I'm gonna definitely have to wait and see like what they do with it. Because to me that's kind of weird, like them coming out like all of a sudden entering the console race again. But I like the little mini Atari or Atari Classic, whatever. That'll be a day one, especially if it has Pitfall, because that was like my shit, man. And I've been trying to buy an old 2600 again, but they're hard to find for one thing. And then when you do find them, the people know how much you want one, so they jack their prices up to where you're like, fuck, I'm not spending that kind of money on that console. So the Atari Mini will definitely be a day one for me. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, showing those kind of games to my kids, they're like, wait, what is this? When you
Yeah.
played a calculator, I mean, that's actually come out of my son's mouth. So it's like, never
That's
mind.
what. Well, I mean, if you go back and look at them, that's kind of like what they. I mean, that's pretty a fair assessment of what the games look like compared to what they do now. There was a lot. I think I had almost a lot more fun back then playing on those like that, and than I did with a lot of these games that are coming out. You know, in the past, last gen and this generation.
I had fun with that kind of stuff, like you're saying, until my town at the time got a GameStop. Then it was kind of over for me. It seemed like everyone
Yeah.
became in the know then, and it was just like, that's kind of fucking stupid. You didn't
Yeah,
feel special anymore for knowing a little tiny, leak.
Yeah, once well, back then it was EB Games for where when they showed up here at my place, but like once that happened, it was kind of like, yeah, like you said, it was kind of over at that point. I still remember like the very first EB Games here in Oklahoma City. Isn't it kind of strange though that we've been around long enough to actually see the beginning and the end. Well, the beginning of EB Games, like pretty much all the beginning of all these different parts of gaming.
Yeah.
And then you'll have somebody that's like 13 or 20 try to tell you how gaming is and how it works. I'm like, dude, sorry, it just doesn't work.
You don't know the struggle till you've called a hotline to get a hint on how to beat the level. So shut up.
Gotta remember that. Oh man, like shit was a whole lot different back then, man. The Sega store? I don't remember a Sega store.
That's probably like a New York thing or something, like some of those stores are,
Yeah, that sounds like a regional thing, like to a certain area. $89 SNES games. Yes, I remember that. That's the reason why when people say that $60 is expensive for a game, I'm like, dude, they were more expensive back then.
Yeah.
And then if you count inflation and everything else, like they've gotten actually cheaper over the years.
Yeah, and $89 was no joke back then. That was like,
fuck no, man.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fucking money.
I remember that was like, okay, I won't ask for anything for Christmas or my birthday or the rest of the year if I can have this one game.
Yep. You start making bargains with your parents, just trying your best to be able to get the game that you wanted.
Yeah, see, it was in the Tampa Mall. That's a pretty big city, right? Tampa,
yeah. Have y'all played Mad Max ever?
No, I haven't.
No, I've been looking into it though since I've seen your screenshots and stuff.
It's actually a pretty decent game. If you're trying to like what I'm doing here, trying to like 100% it, man, it's a lot of fucking pick up this, pick up that, because like you have to pick up all the different pieces of scrap, and those are like all over the place.
Oh, hey, Lucky Roomy Drew is in here. He says you're trash, Brim.
Lucky Room Drew, as in the room
with no Y.
The room with no Y, right?
I'm not following, I guess, but
that triggers the fuck out of him.
Hey, Lucky Room Drew, how's it going, bro? Room.
I swear, man, the people we all know are like, they're either involved in some kind of thing that is so like different. I'm not even gonna say awkward, just because that doesn't even cover the entire thing. Different sexually, or there are some salty triggered motherfuckers. And yes, I'm talking about you, Metro.
Oh, yeah, I can agree. Like I used to like have a normal set of people that I knew. Like I would consider them like amongst the quote unquote what you would consider normal. Since doing YouTube and now, especially since meeting y'all and like jumping onto the game talk, my sense of like what is normal and what's not has changed, I guess. And um, your mind has definitely been opened or expanded in comparison to what you had originally believed, to be out there. I've met a lot of interesting people with interesting, I don't know if I'd call them fetishes or just likes and dislikes.
Oh, Rambo, do you have Amazon Prime?
I do, yes.
You get a free Overwatch Gold loot box where you're guaranteed a legendary item if you link your Twitch account and do the Twitch Prime thing, but it won't cost you anything if you already have Amazon Prime.
I already have a I've already done the link the accounts to that. So should I just be able to log into Overwatch and get it, or
No, you got to go to your Twitch account and they'll give you a code to go redeem.
Oh, okay. Oh, sweet. Thanks. I'll have to go in there and check it. I mean, do I get to pick the platform I want it on?
Yeah, as long as your Blizzard account is linked to whatever, like if it's linked on your PlayStation, then you'll get it on your PlayStation.
Well, I've got to go make sure before I do all that. I'm gonna have to go in there and make sure that my Blizzard account is linked. I don't always remember to go link all the different accounts to my games.
Yeah,
I really wish that like whenever you logged in, like it just somehow knew and you didn't have to mess with remembering to connect everything and log everything in. But that's actually pretty cool. I mean, maybe I'll get the legend for one of the characters that I actually like to play, because I know on my loot boxes when I get the good shit, it's always for a fucking character I don't really care about.
I know, me too.
I'm like, yay, I get this, and I don't ever play this fucking character.
And then next month and the month after that, you'll get 5 loot boxes per month, too, for being a member of Twitch Prime or whatever.
Oh wow, 5 guaranteed loot boxes.
Yep.
Wow.
They're starting to do a lot of in-game stuff with Twitch Prime. Like I got the exclusive gear for the PUBG like character type person, where you get like a mask and shirts and pants and stuff through Twitch Prime.
That's pretty cool. I never figured that they would ever get into something like that. I knew that they were doing like where if you had Amazon Prime, you could sub to a one channel per month or whatever, for free, like kind of like that. But I never knew they were doing it like in-game stuff. That's actually pretty cool that they're doing that. How do people feel about that in comparison to like? Because I know a lot of people complain about like having cosmetics as far as like microtransactions and all that stuff. But I mean, are people responding the same way towards that?
I haven't heard anyone bitch about it except for
Good.
that's stupid. We have to get Twitch Prime for that. I mean, normal stuff they don't want to spend the money, but.
Well, I mean, I'm glad it's not getting a bunch of negativity, because I think that it's good to see. Like, I always wondered why Twitch never really reached out and joined up with any of the games, because considering they were, a game streaming platform, it seemed like a logical thing to have happen.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to see if Mixer or any other streaming service, for that matter, gets deals like that.
I'd be very, very surprised. I mean, especially since Microsoft is starting to do get into doing microtransactions a lot. I'd be really surprised to see if like the next Gears, the next Halo, or any of their games that like have a like the microtransactions, to see that they don't actually connect at least those Microsoft games to Mixer like that. Because I mean, that would definitely help promote people to come like that are buying the game to also sign up for Mixer as well, which increases their numbers, which increases, I guess, revenue for them somehow. I don't know really how Microsoft and Twitch quote make money off of running the game streaming site, because do they make money off the ads that are running?
Yeah, they split the ad revenue, I believe.
Okay, so I didn't know. I thought the ad revenue went to the person streaming. I don't really know too much about the streaming platforms. I just know that you can, I've done it a couple of times, but I never got into it to where I like studied how that shit works.
I would assume it would be something like the same way Google makes money with YouTube, that kind of thing.
Huh. But yeah, then that makes. I mean, to me, that seems like they would want more people on their platform because that
You
means
guys,
more.
I'll be right back. Evidently, some other shit needs to fucking happen, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
It seems like they would want to do that with their game, at least the Microsoft games, in order to increase um, the amount of players using Mixer, which would then increase their revenue on monthly revenue as far as people playing on there. And they need to do something to promote Mixer because like right now Mixer, I think it's probably going to be like the better platform to stream on, but it's really no competition as far as in comparison to like Twitch as far as numbers wise goes, because people just go to Twitch, I think, because that's where it's like a known thing,
Yeah.
Where I think that I'd like to see Microsoft do something more to get the Mixer name, uh, I guess, more out. Not I don't know if it's more out there or more recognizable in comparison to how Twitch is. Like if you say Twitch to the gamer, they know exactly what that is. There's people that I told to go watch the Microsoft E3 on Mixer,
Hmm.
and they were like, "What's that?"
I
So I mean, it
know.
was like they definitely need to have more get the awareness out there, do more marketing or something to get the awareness of what that platform is and what it does or what it can do.
Well, I haven't checked, but I know, I believe there used to be a Beam.Pro flag on Rocket League you could equip to your car. So if that has switched over
Oh,
to Mixer, that would be cool. And
yeah, that would definitely help because that's a popular game.
yeah, and we're proof of that if you like something, people like us will support it, right? Like, so
Yeah,
I want to see in like games like Call of Duty or Gears or Halo, it'll probably be more focused toward exclusives like Gears or Halo. I mean, get some Mixer swag to throw on your character. I mean,
yeah,
people would play the shit out of that. I know I would.
yeah. I mean, I know I even played because there was like one game. I don't know if it. I mean, it didn't come from like any sort of like Twitch Prime thing or anything like that. It just came with the game. But there was like shit that had like Twitch on there. Like the either it was either on Rocket League with the flag, or it was maybe an outfit in a game that had like where you had like the it was the outfit with Watch Dogs. You had the Watch Dogs 2. You had like a Twitch hoodie or something like that. But I wore that whenever I streamed it a couple of times,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like part of like I was kind of like representing or whatever. Like, but it was kind of just fun to like switch them up from a normal, I guess, Watch Dogs character to like to the Twitch character. But yeah, I mean, I think that would actually be even better for mixers for them to be able to rock it out with rock out like Master Chief with um, some sort of mixer armor or something.
Yeah, or just a logo that goes on his visor or something,
Yeah, something to stand out.
because it also will help the streamer too. Like in games that I have streaming platform stuff to put on my character or my car or whatever. When I'm streaming, especially, I use that stuff so people I'm playing against maybe think, okay, he's live streaming, and they go look for my gamer tag. I mean,
Yeah,
I could get a viewer here and there that way.
yeah. I was watching my. That's actually kind of funny. So I was watching my son. He was live streaming on YouTube playing Killing Floor 2, and he's with his dad up in Missouri. I think yeah, Missouri. Um, shit
Summer.
this month or this week or whatever, and so whenever he was streaming, I was I saw it pop up on my screen or whatever, and so um, I started watching him, and then he was talking like how streamers do, they kind of just talk to the crowd, and he was like, "Well, guys, I can't be quiet. I'm streaming." Like that. It would definitely help in that, like you said, in that situation there, like where people don't understand that you're streaming and you're just like you're not trying to annoy everybody and talk to yourself. You're talking for a reason. So I think that would definitely, like you said, help that out too. You figure that more people would just understand like what you're doing, um, because streaming has become so popular and such a normal thing now.
Yeah. which in a way kind of sucks. Like for anyone that was trying to make it, like at the beginning of, this generation, like if you were trying to make it as a Twitch streamer, especially a Twitch streamer, I am actually sorry and I feel bad for you because that platform got overrun, just like Mixer's getting overrun right now. With people that are getting the console going, hey, I could be the next fucking PewDiePie on this platform just by hitting a button. I really feel bad for you, and I know how that feels because before this generation, I had the capture card and the studio microphone and all that stuff, where you needed that to stream a console. Now you just need the console. So I get it, and I'm sorry that you guys went through that.
Yeah, because I mean the competition back then was like you really needed the good quality, and you went out and you spent money to make your stream were pleasable for people. Now I mean now your competition is every fucking Joe Blow that bought an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Yeah.
And you're getting some shitty streamers, but I mean obviously your competition with them is less. But even though like most people don't want to watch them, when they pull up like Call of Duty or even just any like say even the Evil Within, where like not a whole lot of people are streaming it or would have been streaming it, but since now you have all these casuals that bought it and think they're like you said they're going to be the next PewDiePie, when people search that, it's harder for them to actually find you.
Zane Cop wants to know, can someone explain how ad revenue works?
Maybe ad revenue like on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he wants to know.
Well, ad revenue like on YouTube, if you don't sign up with the MCN, it's 70-30, where you'll get 70% of the money earned on like if an ad plays. We're just gonna say, for instance, like if every time an ad plays, you get $1, or that it pays $1. Well, you'll get 70 cents. YouTube gets 30 cents, but that's not near the amount that you actually get paid for each ad. Depending on like you don't get really premium ads until you start getting well known on YouTube and actually getting a big follower and approved for family friendly content. But once you get if you're getting paid through YouTube, you can set it up to where once you hit a certain dollar amount of money, like if you say, "Don't pay me until I get $100 worth of ad revenue," then you'll get a deposit into your either checking account or your PayPal, depending on how you set it up, for the $100 every once in a while, whenever you match up to that. Now, that'll take a long time to get there once you start YouTube, especially now that YouTube's implemented, like you have to get 10,000 channel views, like not per video, but overall on your channel, somebody has to view all of your videos, any of your videos or all of your videos for a total of 10,000 times before you can actually start making money. And at that point, once you hit 10,000 views, then that's whenever the 70-30 split starts. My suggestion is if you are just starting out, don't join an MCN until you've gotten over, you've gotten to a point to where maybe like 1,000 subscribers or more, because in the beginning, with MCNs, like they take a portion. So out of the portion that with MCNs, like out of a portion, like say YouTube pays you 70%, well then the MCN will take that 70% and pay you 80% of the 70%. So you're actually making less money. And so it's actually a really good thing to have an MCN. Like if you have a big channel and you have or your channel is growing real big, starting to grow real big and take off. An MCN is good because like there's somebody else to go talk to, so they have channel backup to a lot of the time where they're backing up your videos to where if somebody hacks it or something happens, you can get your old videos back. There's good things there, but it's really the split. In the very beginning, do it on your own. 70-30 is a good split. Don't look at it like you're going to be collecting any sort of big checks, because like the amount of money, I think that on new channels, I think the amount that it takes to get like a paid on a video or paid on a ad is like around 2 or 3 thousand views. I think it's really high, and it's per the dollar or whatever. And so it's not like 2,000 views per dollar, but I think it's 2,000 views before you start actually seeing any sort of like real noticeable income on that video. Because like you might get like 25 cents on a video, like once you start getting the other views, you'll start seeing like maybe $2 or $3 on a video, $5 on a video, and that's because of the 70-30 split. But like that's basically just like if an ad rolls, you get paid. Now the ad has to roll a certain amount of time. Like if it rolls the whole way through, you'll get paid the full 70-30. If or the full amount at 70-30. If they hit skip ad, then you'll just get paid a portion of the 70-30, or a portion of like if the ad was worth $10, if they watch it all the way through, you'll get 70% of $10. If they skip ad, then you might get 70% of $3 because they skipped the ad so early on. So it's kind of like how the ads work as far as like how you make money off the ads. If you make long videos, like 10-minute videos, or like Rags does it, 60-minute videos and stuff, you can actually add ads in the middle of your video, and you can choose to add them where they can skip them, or they are forced to watch them. Most people hate when you're forced to watch them, so I would never suggest doing that. I would suggest like putting the pop-up ads. Like there's some that just pop up at the bottom of the screen that are kind of clear.
Yeah, they're banner ads.
Yeah, and so like they don't really bother people as much, and so they're there, and it helps you get paid. I mean, like so that there's all different ways you can change your ads and different things differing on how long your videos are, stuff like that, and that's where I would suggest going with your ads. Like trying to make money off of that is like just make longer content, add more ads to your channel. In the beginning, you're basically giving YouTube money, but you're really not going to be getting a shit ton of views in the very beginning.
Yeah, and I actually agree with NoobTube Gamer somewhat, saying ad revenue isn't sustainable anymore. Yes and no. If you're an advertiser-friendly channel, then you're perfectly fine. But if you're one of those,
it's very sustainable.
But if you're one of those people they deem not advertiser-friendly, then no, you are right. You do need a Patreon, or you need to live stream and collect donations if this is in fact your job.
Yep, because I mean what they used to consider ad friendly compared to now is changed a whole lot and a lot more drastically. So if you're definitely thinking about getting into it and trying to figure out how AdSense works, my biggest suggestion would be watch the language that you use. If you're wanting to make a go with AdSense, definitely watch the language that you use and the content that you talk about, because if you are really family friendly, you're going to get the some of the best ads, and you're guaranteed to get all your videos with ads on them, and actually in the children's section as well. And those are the ones that mainly watch YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's like where you're really gonna excel with the ad revenue.
Now, really, also your title, tags, and your thumbnail. If they're anything that is not advertiser friendly, then you're gonna be booted out of that ad thing real quick. And also a good way to check is get the YouTube Kids app on your phone. Search for your channel. If your shit comes up, you are more than advertiser friendly.
Yep.
Like my channel, there's only like 3 videos that come up on the Kids app, and they're all like very calm, nice tutorials on how to do things. So the shitpost series, without being said, does not come up on the Kids app.
Yeah, and actually I think they've even like that was back like it's even more so like hard to find your videos on the children's site. now that they've changed the even more strict rules, you know, as far as what they consider family friendly and stuff.
Yeah, like all of PewDiePie stuff, I think just about all of it used to be on that app.
Yep. And now I don't think
I don't think hardly
any of it
is. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, he's still doing fine, but I mean, if you're making 1 million views and shit like that per video, like the little bit of ad, you know, the ad revenue or the ad apocalypse isn't going to affect you as much as if you're like making, you know, 2,000 views per video. So it's like that, like that's the reason why like those bigger YouTubers are fine even with the ads problems. Not to mention that they also have like a Patreon, or they sell merchandise. That's really where a lot of people. I wouldn't like bank on AdSense, because that's always, as you can see, can go away at any time. So I mean, I would do the AdSense, but then also like look for like donations from like your streams. Um, if you once your channel gets to a certain point, there's like a lot of good places out there that have I think like teespring.com, where you can actually buy it, like have t-shirts made, but where you don't have to pay like any setup fee. You actually, the t-shirts just basically once you have the design that you want, they just are like cost like a certain price, like $10 per shirt. And you don't have to pay the actual cost of the shirt. You basically just tell them, okay, I want to sell this for this shirt designed for $20. And so what happens is every shirt that sells for $20, they get $10 of it, and you get the other 10. And so a lot of people, you know, once they get to a certain point in their channel, they'll do that to diversify their funds to where it's not all their money is wrapped up into AdSense. Because if that's where you depend on your money coming from, one video can fuck your whole world up. Because I think there's a lot of people that like they were doing great with AdSense, and now they're having to go get a Patreon or everything else because they didn't diversify. They threw all their eggs into one basket.
Yeah, like YouTubers that didn't also stream or didn't have close relationships with sponsors, or you know didn't have a Patreon, something, they're suffering bad now.
Yep.
Yes, Google did fuck up YouTube pretty bad, Zane, but I don't think it was by choice. I think it was these advertisers finally going, you know what, that's it. I'm going to pull my ad if you put it on someone like such and such. So they kind of had to do what they had to do, in my opinion, just to stay where people would still work with them.
And to be fair, I mean, like I can agree to your statement there that, you know, the media outlets definitely created a more of a false narrative, like of what was going on with the ads and the what, you know, where the ads were appearing. The only problem is that they in fact were appearing on those videos, and so even though it wasn't near the problem that the media made it out to be, is that once the media puts it out there, uh, it's hard for a company to go, well, yeah, but it was really only that one or whatever. Like it's too hard for them to negate. So they have to take extreme measures, which then lead to Google taking extreme measures. So I mean, unfortunately, I mean, it needed to happen. I just wish that, you know, I hope that one day, I guess shit gets back to some sort of normalcy to where like they're not taking such a hard stance on it, or they're, I guess, a little bit more clear as to what they consider unadvertiser friendly content.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not really so clear.
And NoobTube, it's not that they couldn't go find other advertisers, but with how big Google and YouTube and all that stuff is now, no other advertisers could pay what Pepsi and Coke and, you know, DiGiorno Pizza and stuff like that is paying. Like, your local mom and pop pizza joint is not going to pay nearly as much as, Nestle, which is DiGiorno, would.
Yeah, like how would they who would what company could they possibly get that would be because they had all the Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah,
So
every
like
single
there's
one.
yeah, there's like nothing else that really could be done. I mean, there's no other. I not that I know of, no other other companies out there that they could have actually gone to that could even have closely even matched their uh, the amount of money they were given into because Google was making like billions of dollars off of uh, what's it called off of like Ford and Chevy and Dr. Pepper and Coke and all them. Like those were all $1 billion deals. I mean, and to have that and try to say, okay, well, we don't need Coke or and all that. We can deal with Jiffy Lube. I mean, that like you sure, yeah. I mean, you're making money, but you're making a shit ton less money. So I mean, that's a big important thing
Right.
for them. So I don't see that how they could have competed. They had to win those big advertisers back.
Like, I've actually tried this when I moved here, right? Like, on YouTube, I have never seen an advertisement for anything that I didn't already have some kind of knowledge of, like know that that was actually a thing. But if you like go on a vacation or you move somewhere and it's out of state or anything, watch their standard TV channels, and I guarantee you half the advertisements you're going to be like, oh, what's that? They didn't have that where I used to live. But you won't find that on YouTube. You'll know what everything is.
Yeah, yeah, they're all well-known brands.
Yeah. Oh, Shadowkin says, I would try YouTube, but my personality is interesting as a rock. Dude, you don't know that. Like, look at any YouTuber you like. When that camera goes off, there's dull as dirt too. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Oh yeah, I don't ever sell yourself short thinking that like you because you might I mean like Shana said you might not have the personality for YouTube as far as like what you think, but when that camera comes on and you're at home alone talking to the camera, uh, you might actually have I mean, a whole different personality come out, and then you might also end up with you know getting people that actually find your personality actually even more interesting than what they find other people's that you figure that are more interesting than you. So you just never know what people are gonna to think of you until you try it. The worst that can happen is you do videos for a while and nobody subscribes or nobody leaves you any sort of comments to give you any sort of feedback or anything. That's the worst that can happen. And at that point, just go on to something different if that's what you want to do. But at least you tried. It's better than not trying and not knowing.
Yeah. So NoobTube says he's got an exclusive story for us.
Oh boy. What is this? What is this exclusive story?
Holy shit. I've been working with Bullet Berry lately, and we're going to start a YouTube series together where he helps me build my own PC and get me into PC gaming. Dude, this is the
shit.
GamerNate78 of this YouTube, time zone or whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure if you knew GamerNate, Rambo, but
No, I've seen him after I met him like I guess whenever he quote unquote came back.
and found God or whatever.
Found his Jewish God or whatever. Yeah, the I've seen him then for a little bit, or met him then, but I've known he was like kind of like a really crazy from what I hear. He went crazy, and that's really much all I know about him. Like, did he switch platforms a lot or talk shit
Oh,
about
like every other week, dude, he'd be at GameStop trading in another console, saying, "Oh, I just can't do this anymore. The Xbox is better for content creators." And then the week after that, it'd be like, "Well, PlayStation's got better exclusives." And he owned probably like more PlayStations and Xboxes than you and me both.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
How do people afford that?
Well, almost his entire check, because he was a truck driver, so he made pretty good money. Almost his entire check would go to these consoles like every 2 weeks when he got paid, and he would trade in his old
Holy
one.
shit. I guess was he single at the time?
No, he's still single, I think. I mean, he
I
was
know,
married there for a minute, but
Okay, so whenever I saw him and after he found God or whatever, he at that point was married or whatever because he found the love of his life and now he has something to live for and by the blessed be God or whatever. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
NoobTube, I mean, if you're really gonna get into a platform you don't know anything about, I think that's awesome. Judging from all of your past videos, it's about time. I mean, you actually give something a chance.
Yeah, I mean if you're gonna hate on it like for that long, I mean, and not ever try it, it's about time you actually try it out and see if it's actually everything that you said it was. It's actually I'm actually happy to hear that. I'm hoping that you actually are giving it a true chance rather than just doing it for views or whatever. Because I think that you'll actually end up liking it. There's a lot of good things about PC gaming.
Shadowkin, I love to edit videos, but I can only do the talking when there's an active person to talk to. So you're more of a collaboration or dual commentary channel. There's nothing wrong with that. There are tons of them.
Yeah, there's actually like channels out there that just do nothing but like some sort of a type of podcast type thing. It's more of like a dual collaboration or whatever. But I mean, there's you can still make money off of those videos, but especially like if you're going to do something like a kind of like a talk show type thing where it's two people, you're going to want to keep those podcasts a lot shorter than like say ours, because the amount of people that are go back and rewatch 3-hour, 5-hour podcasts are a lot slimmer than people that are watch at least an hour or less of one. So, but I mean, you can still make money off of those, and it just if you have a double channel, I mean, y'all are two people on one channel, then you just have to match up to somebody that you trust, and you can both split. I mean, look at Tommy C, the guy that was on Baited podcast with Keemstar. His channel is him, but it's kind of like I would put it as like a satellite disc jockey type.
Yeah, like a talk show vibe to it.
Yeah, like a disc jockey talk show, but it's on YouTube, and he's got it with him and another person, and they have even callers call in and stuff like that. So, and he does pretty good with his ad revenue and even donations. So
yeah, before the ad friendly thing, the dude didn't need a job. The fucking YouTube supported his life.
Yep. And he even I think he even streams because he can stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time, but I think that he actually streams to both, and so that way because at the time I don't think super chat wasn't available for people to do because the super chat is kind of a newer thing, but where he would get donations, but the donations would come to people watching on Twitch, but it would show up on his YouTube stream as well that people donated.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do with it. So I wouldn't just sell yourself short thinking that you can't do it. Just make sure like you're not like me that got into it and you could really put everything into it, and then all of a sudden life changed on you real big, and now I gotta like rebalance all my time and energy and figure out like when I can get actual uploading and shit done. So that's the reason why videos haven't been coming out on my channel that often, and here lately, is because new baby, wife, I think starting a new job here soon, and I mean there's just a lot of different changes going on within our household. So making sure I have the time and the effort or time to put into it, because I don't want to just half-ass a video. So putting the time and effort into it, getting the recordings done, being able to get the recordings done and all that, and all in that amount in the same 8-hour day that everybody else works and stuff like that, it's a little bit challenging. So I just got to figure out my balance and get back to it. But that's really the biggest thing for a YouTuber is finding the balance. because you can either get really lost and care nothing but about YouTube and forget about the other shit going on, or just get so busy in your normal everyday life you forget about your uploading. I think it's just the real key to making a successful channel is finding that balance and making sure that your viewers know when content's going to come out, when they can expect a new video.
Yeah, if you're already really involved in life, like you have a family, a wife, a steady girlfriend, something, then you're really gonna want to plan this carefully.
Yeah, because that's what I didn't do. I jumped into it. I talked about it with my wife, but I didn't plan out all the different details because I didn't know like how much effort it really took to do YouTube, and so I never really planned it out, the way I should have beforehand. And now I'm kind of suffering the I guess the lack of planning. And now I really before I start trying to get into uploading a video here and a video there, I want to make sure that I have everything worked out schedule wise, to where I know that whenever I come back and like start doing actual videos, that I can say, hey, my videos are going to be coming out this time every day, or every other day or whatever. But it's just it's like a guarantee because I've worked out my schedule. Because it's definitely hard to start with a family.
Yeah, it's seriously no joke. I have kids and a wife myself, and those people that say YouTube isn't hard, or the people that make this a job, they have an easy job, they're full of shit. I mean,
Fuck yeah, they are. I used to think that. I mean, it's a very easy thing to think by just watching YouTube. But shit, man, there's a lot more that goes into it than what it looks like just by watching a video. And especially, I think that doing this and jumping into YouTube has made me on some of those videos that are like huge, like productions, has really, and they have like a channel that has like a lot of huge productions. You can definitely appreciate the amount of effort and love that's gone in from him or that person into their channel. Because man, it's not easy at all. And then especially trying to find a topic that is going to, I guess, for lack of a better term, sell well amongst the audience, and then to find interesting points within that. It just there's a lot of shit that goes into a lot of time and effort. I love how a lot of people though think that you can just come home and you just sit on your ass and make videos. Like, nah, I wish it was that easy.
Yeah. Anyways, man, it's 1:15 in the morning. I kind of wanted to play some games tonight, so
Oh shit, I didn't realize it was that late.
yeah. Do you have anything else you want to talk about, or you mind calling it quits here?
Uh, Shit, man. I think that we covered most of the. I know we covered all the gaming parts. It didn't seem like they wanted to jump into the other stuff, so that's cool. We can end it.
All right, guys. Well, Brimstone isn't here. He's, I guess, dealing with Game Talk server stuff. So I don't have a smart ass thing to end it on other than go follow Storm Spark and tell him we said Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, he really likes that.